So what are we talking about today?
So I was talking about with some other people, how do you know if you're really relationship ready? And there's a couple things I think that are pretty obvious signs, and so I want to share something that kind of happened to one of my clients. Kind of funny. Men get stalked too, right? So I have this client, and he said to me, I've got this woman, and tell me if I'm crazy, but I really got freaked out, and I didn't date for a while because I was so freaked out. So he meets this girl at a restaurant, and he's with his buddies, and she's with a group of friends, and so he's kind of talking to this girl, and she is pretending to have an English accent.
Pretending?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So he meets her. And so she's acting like she's from England and all this other things.
Oh
like
my
she's
gosh.
So, imagine an English accent, you're talking like this. And so, just even me pretending to have an English accent like that.
You got to think about it.
You got to think
Oh my
about it.
gosh.
But it almost makes you sound like you're just a little bit of a, I'm upper snobbish, or I'm a little bit more classy. It kind of gives you an air of maybe superiority.
Right.
Would you think that?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I talk a little Espanol, I'm a little bit, I might be more sexy or fun that way, things like this. I really don't know how to do accents. But I kind of think that if I had an inflection, I can maybe take on a personality like that.
Okay.
But so this lady is literally pretending to be from England, and then she tells them that her parents are both dead. Their ashes are spread over a tulip farm in England. And she's here for some reason, but she has children. And he's met her 4 children, her 4 boys. And they are going along with this. And she's speaking like she has an English accent in front of them. Okay. They dated for 2 years. They were engaged, I believe, to get married. So how at some point
So she
is that...
wasn't English.
No, she's not English. She's from Ogden or Centerville, Utah.
Oh,
okay,
hey.
literally. And so, we'll not say her name, but she's from Centerville. And so he found out that she was literally not who she said she was. Her parents were still alive. Her dad was, at least. And so he caught her and all this crap. She literally was lying for 2 years. And so we started this talking about, how do you know you're not relationship ready? You start out the relationship on a big fat lie. Okay. How is that ever going to work out?
What was the point?
Well, I don't know. To me, it's either this person is pretty insecure about who she is, and and this guy's a pretty high caliber guy, good looking, has his own business, makes some good money, and he's a pretty straight arrow guy. He is who he says he is. He's got good integrity,
Right.
high caliber human. So I think for her, she's either going, and her friends are there. So I think she's either showing, watch me, I'm going to catch this one.
So it was a game.
Some sort of, it's a game, because anybody starting out a relationship with a lie, there's a little bit of a game there, right?
Right.
And look, people lie. I'm not saying that people don't lie to look more attractive, I make more money than I do, or I have, whatever. That's normal. But at some point you kind of go, well, I really don't have a Ferrari, or I really don't have a, 10-inch whatever. Maybe you do. You kind of come clean on some things, right? When you maybe get naked, you kind of figure out the truth. But I just think when you start out pretending to be somebody literally with an English accent, this is a lot of work. This is,
That's not just a lie to me. That's like deception. That is
major
just-
deception.
Yeah, because for 2 years she had to keep that up.
Yes. And then and he met her brother, who as well had an English accent. Okay, this is,
So they've done that before?
this is like, yeah. And then there was another time that she actually had her friend needed her car towed or whatever, and starts hitting on this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's I guess he towed her car. So she's hitting on him, and he was not going to, I think she was sexually doing something like showing her boobs or something. And he was like, okay, whoa. He didn't even take the bait. And she set her friend up to tease him and to test him. Because I really wonder if this woman's got really like no faith in men, no trust in men or something. And yet she's pretty inadequate or insecure that she would pretend to be somebody she's not for that long.
Wow, so the whole premise was a game.
Catfish in a way, yeah, but you're in person, so you're not like teasing him, but it was a game. It seems like a game, and he was so enraged, so upset.
How did he find out?
I think they broke up, and he started putting two together, a few things, and I think he started snooping. He did some background stuff. He did a background check on her, actually, and so he figured out, whoa, she lives here. She was married to this guy. Her dad lives in where?
He's
and
not
so
dead?
Not dead. And found him, called him. He called the father. He called her then husband. Now,
She was married?
I don't think she was married when she was dating him, but I don't know. We really don't know.
Oh, my
if
gosh.
she was married during the time she dated him.
Hi.
So
Let
I'm
us
just
pray.
saying that, like, girl, you need some deliverance. I mean, what
man.
church? I'm gonna send a message to your pastor. But it was just crazy. So again, how do you know you're not relationship ready? You're starting out by lying to the person you're starting today, and you get in there for 2 years and you haven't told the truth yet. What the F? Okay.
So she didn't leave because she was tired of the game. They ended it, and then he found out.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So
and
she
I think
could have carried that on.
she could have married him. I think he was going to marry her. I think he thought about. I think they were looking to get married. But I do feel like I don't know. I've never met her. I don't know. I kind of wonder if she realized, gosh, this is really a good guy. Oh dear, I'm screwed now. I'm kind of stuck. What if he really is who he says he is? No guys that really good, that honest. This guy's a pretty good guy, you know?
Yeah,
and so I
yeah.
think she feels like maybe, oh, I don't want to lose him. And I think she really fell for him.
What if you have people this has happened to both you and I. We are innocent. We don't know
Yeah.
these folks, but they follow us on social media because they
and
want to
think.
get to know whoever their victim is.
Well, I've had men follow me to get to you.
And same here.
I know. It's like,
So speaking of that, this is crazy, y'all. And for all these women, I will actually put his picture and name above here so you can be aware.
careful.
There was a guy that friend requested Michelle, Camille. I don't know where Michelle came from, and then it came up on my feed of like, when it says like people you may know.
Yes.
And then it said friends with Camille Pendleton. So I was like, well, who is this guy? Handsome guy.
Yeah, well, good looking. Greek.
So,
Yeah.
so he said.
Well, yeah, we think.
So he said, here's the long story short on this guy. We started talking, and he's sending family pictures of his family. It says on his bio he's from Croatia, but he was really Greek. And his name, like, I couldn't pronounce it. I asked after talking to her, I'm like, do you know this guy? And she's like, no, he messaged me and I never responded.
Yeah. No.
So Camille's like, but do a FaceTime with him just to make sure. So I did.
Always do a video call if you
Yeah.
really long distance stuff ain't real until you're video calling. Okay.
Right? So I did. And while the sun was behind him, his face was shadowed, I could tell enough like this was really that person, right? But somehow, like, he would leave memo messages, and he wanted to talk through WhatsApp, which a lot of people that are foreign, that's
Free.
what they use,
It's
right?
free. That's right.
But he apparently lived in Miami.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, why can't you just, I asked him at one point, like, why don't you ever just like text? And he's like, oh, because I don't want to get any scammers or any of that kind of stuff on my line. So anyway, long story short, he's asking me to download this app that's going to teach me about some sort of a cryptocurrency.
Oh, wow.
Now his profile on the social media has all these pictures. So he sends here's a clue, y'all. Like a couple days into this talking, he says to me, I had this dream about you last night, and we were on a beach. Now I'm listening to this going, ew, like I'm not that type of girl that's like, oh my gosh. There must be plenty of women that are like, oh, that was so romantic.
Yeah.
We were running on a beach, you were ahead of me, and then I ran ahead of you and turned around, and I had flowers, and I asked you to marry me. And I was
And you
like,
never met him.
No. And I'm like, so we've been talking 2 days. Like, what? That's not working with me. Yeah. So I just was kind of like, oh, bless your heart. Okay, you're
So
foreign.
cute.
You're foreign. You don't know me, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Long story short, I go onto this app because he told me to. We were just starting a new business. So I was like, well, maybe I could learn. Maybe something's going to help us. So he messages me back and he's like, hey, now's a good time. Do you want to talk about this this crypto stuff? And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He starts asking for me to send a snapshot of my profile on this site, right? This account.
Oh, the one you just downloaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I didn't link any bank information. I didn't.
Good.
I'm smarter than that. I didn't do that.
Good.
But I couldn't get to the information. And honestly, this app was like, I checked it out. It was legit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't learn or know anything until I filled out a profile. So then he says, okay, well, how much do you want to invest? And I said, oh, I don't want to invest anything.
No.
Well, then he got pissed.
Oh, see. Interesting.
Who doesn't have $1,000 to invest? And I was like,
You didn't
that's
say
not
that.
the point.
And you didn't say that. That's not what it's
I'm just
about.
saying, I'm thinking, you and I just started a business. I'm not going to invest anything.
No,
No,
if we're
no,
investing
no.
anywhere, it's in us. That's right.
Yeah. So that immediately, like,
Red
he
flag.
just, yeah, and he just shut me down. A couple weeks ago, I send this picture to Camille. It's the same guy,
Uh-huh.
a different name. Now he's from Switzerland and he lives in New York. And he works for a whole different company.
Yep.
But guess what? The same family pictures are
wow.
on.
Wow.
The same pictures from both sites were on there. I'm like, you're not smart enough to change those out.
Wow.
So Camille and I thought, what if they have this good-looking guy be
Front.
the front runner? Right?
Well, and then he messaged me again. So I delete block him, right? And then I get another request from a different account, same guy.
Same guy.
And I'm like, I'm like, dude, like, this is ridiculous. So he's just a scammer. But again,
Yeah.
you know, when you said he's like love bombing you, I had a dream about you, and I'm asking you to marry me on the
And
beach.
I'm the wrong person to tell that to. Like, I'm always like, ew.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. You know, I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, I just no. I love flowers. I love flowers, jewelry, expensive jewelry. You betcha. I mean, expensive cars, absolutely. And I mean, clothing, yeah, that kind of stuff will turn me on. However, I'm not going to be winded. I can't be like, oh my God, I love you, and you know, don't tell me that. I just show me,
Yeah.
and don't do it the first week that I met you.
And I thought to myself, bless his heart, he had to listen to my mumbo jumbo stuff about things in my life and blah, blah, blah. You know, he was just probably like putting me on mute and he wants to hurry up and get to this crypto stuff.
Get to the pitch.
Get to the
I gotta
pitch.
pitch.
So that guy is definitely not relationship ready.
No. But you know, here's the ulterior motive, the real motive that he really reacted to. And you even said to him, I think you told me, are you just trying to get money out of me? He's like, oh, how dare you?
Yeah, he was
I'm
super
offended. I'm offended.
Dare you say that?
How I think he doth protest too much. And so you must have hit that. You're close to you're right over the nose there. So that's exactly what was going on. So he didn't want to be caught.
Yeah.